I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a test question for you on line graph. As you know, line graph shows how the change in one value is related to the change in another value. So use this concept while answering this question also. The question for you is, the graph below shows the change in distance of a toy car from a motion sensor. Describe the graph using the words distance, time, moving away, moving towards, slow, fast, etc. Find the total distance traveled by the toy car. So that is the question for you. So you can pause the video, copy the question and answer. Now let me add few more questions for you. As you know, line graph shows how the change in one value is related to the change in another value. Now the question says, the graph below shows the change in distance of a toy car from a motion sensor. Now my question is, which is the other value? Line graph shows change in one value, so we know one value is distance, right? So it is distance. What is the other value? Find the other value. From the graph. So we know distance is changing. It says the graph shows the change in distance of a toy car from a motion sensor, but it does not say what is the other value changing. You have to figure it out from the graph, right? So that is first question. Then we'll describe the graph using the words distance, time, moving away, moving towards, slow, fast, etc. You can add your own things, right? And at the end, find total distance traveled by the toy car. Now let us try to understand the situation. So what is happening here is that to start with, time is 0. See, this is time on the horizontal axis, correct? The vertical axis is giving you distance in meters, horizontal axis giving you time in seconds, and therefore this is distance time graph. So we are having distance time graph. So distance is changing with time. Do you see that? That is the other value. Time is always changing, and with the change in time, distance of the toy car from the motion sensor is changing, right? Now let's describe. What happens to start with? The toy car is 8 meters away from the motion sensor, right? To start with, we can just say toy car is 8 meters away from motion sensor. And then what happens? It comes closer, right? It comes closer by 4 meters, right? In 2 seconds, right? And then it moves further closer, right? So in first 4 seconds, it comes closer. Initially, it is faster. Do you see this part faster? And this is slower. So that is how you can analyze more from the given graph. So in the first 4 seconds, in the first 4, let me write 4s, 4 seconds, toy car comes closer. You could say moves towards the motion sensor, comes closer. Then what happens? It stops for 2 seconds, right? So that is when the distance is not changing. So since the distance is not changing, we can say stops for 2 seconds and then moves further. 2 seconds, 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 2 seconds away. So whenever distance is increasing, the toy car is moving away, correct? So that is how you could describe. And there are more things. This is faster. Do you see that? That is faster since it is steeper. And this is, as compared to this one is slower while coming back, correct? Now, the closest distance between the toy car and the sensor is 2 meters. These are more information, right? So the closest is 2 meters away, correct? Farthest is 8 meters. For how much time all this is taking place? 8 seconds. Do you see that? So in 8 seconds, toy car travels how much distance? That is the final question for you to answer. Find the total distance traveled by the toy car. As we can see, it comes from 8 to 2. That means distance is 2, 4, 6 meters. So it comes towards the sensor 6 meters and then moves up to 4. Do you see that? So that much is the distance traveled by the toy car. So it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then goes away. 7, 8, 9, 10. So it travels 10 meters in 8 seconds. So that is the next part. Now it is very important to understand how it travels 8 meters in 8 seconds. Think like this. Let's do it once again. The toy car is 8 meters away, so it is coming closer and closer. So at this time, it is just 2 meters away. So 8 minus 2 is 6, right? So this distance traveled is 6 meters. And then from here, it just stays here. It does not move. It moves further away from 2 to 6, that is 4 meters. So this is 4 meters. You need to add them up to get total distance, which is 10 meters. And the time is from 0 to 8 seconds. So within 8 seconds, the toy car moves 10 meters. I would like you to go through this video once again, as I have provided you with a lot of information. Try to understand most of it. That is going to help you in coming years. Thank you and all the best.